Hey, friends. Hey, friends. Peace, 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 everyone. Hello, 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 hello. It is me, Regina Allison, CEO of Research Pro. I'm live again as part of my consistent my consistency and discipline for going live. So, really excited to be here today. Grateful to be here. Feeling good about the day. Today is Thursday. If you follow me at all, then you know that Thursdays are my power days. So I am definitely feeling empowered today. Although it is a little bit chilly here in central Ohio. It's here a little chilly here in Columbus where I'm at. So I have a sweater on. So womp womp for that. I can't be outside. In as light after if I want to be outside, I can be outside, but if I go outside, I have to dress a little bit more warmly than I want to. I'm ready to be in sandals and flip flops and t-shirts all day long outside. So we're not quite there yet today, but it's all right. It is Thursday and it is my day, and I have lots of news to share. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been live and posted. Um, it's been a busy couple of weeks. And so some of you have seen me taking prospect development outside, but it's been a busy couple of weeks, and I'm excited about. I'm always excited. I am excited and enthusiastic and looking forward to the impact, the ripple effect of impact that will come from some of the recent appearances and partnerships. And so I know some of you may have been on or participated and registered for the prospect research back to the basics workshop that I offered in partnership with Hatch. And so if you were there for that, if you were one of the, I think we got up to like a hundred low hundreds, 100 and something, I think. If you were one of those 100 or so people that registered, thank you. And if I think we had about a 60-70% participation, like actual attendance for the day. And so if you were in the room that day, I am incredibly grateful. There was a lot of great feedback, so I hope that it was meaningful for you. I think we had to cut questions a little bit too. And so if we didn't get to your question, there's always more opportunity to engage with me and get some of your questions answered around prospect development and fundraising. And the partnership with Hatch is a meaningful one. We've been partners for a number of years now as they develop their software, their prospect research tool and software, and the technology offers additional functionality beyond prospect research, but it's an amazing software. It's an emerging software in the fundraising space, in prospect research space. So I encourage you to check them out, learn more about them. The presentation will be available in the Research Pro membership platform. So if you go to theresearchpro.com and check out the Pro membership, you can join the membership. You'll have access to the access to that webinar is forthcoming, but there are other webinars that are already there in the membership platform as well, along with some other tools and resources that you can use. Membership is free for the first 60 days, so I encourage you to go check it out and become a member of Research Pro membership. That's something that has been forthcoming. If you've been following me, you know that's been forthcoming, and it's been in beta phase, and now it is in. We've moved beyond the first round of beta phase, and we are on a new platform. It's a beautiful platform. It's easy to use. It's easy for me to use. It's easy for you to use as well, and really start to learn and build on your fundraising knowledge and know how. So that's what I wanted to share about Hatch. There will continue to be more announcements and partnerships. I look forward to continued partnership with Hatch and additional announcements about them in the future. And so, also, you may have seen me earlier this week at the OSU, the Ohio State University Longaberger Alumni House, where I co-presented a workshop from zero to capital campaign. And so that presentation is a case study that is co-presented by myself and great colleague and friend Jody Bopp, who is, I think her title is VP of Advancement in Communications at I Am Boundless. And so, again, it's a case study of how Jody and I worked together to take, it was a Boundless and Research Pro partnership to take I Am Boundless from zero as they entered into a brand new capital campaign, as they entered into fundraising space for the first time, for the first time in the organization's history. So we have a case study that we've presented twice now. A few months ago with the Ohio Association of Nonprofit Organizations, and then on Tuesday for the Central Ohio chapter of the Association of Fundraising Professionals. So if you were in the room, drop a comment like I was there, or say something in the chat. Let me know that you were there. I understand that we had a full house. Actually, the room was full. And from what I understand, we're breaking records. Our session is breaking records, registration records this year so far for the program year for that AFP chapter. So it was very well attended. Had almost 50 people registered in the space. So I like data and analytics. So I love to know that. That I love to know that my workshops um, are bringing in the numbers, as it were. So that was a great session, and we really do get into like how they use data, and how they use prospect development to take their organization from really from $0 to, we have an idea, we have some leadership, etc., and let's see what we can do, and resulted in a $2 million, a closing on a $2 million capital campaign under 27 months. And so that is incredible, to for your first foray in fundraising and capital campaigns, etc. And that time period, we know that typically capital campaigns are much longer than that. So that is something else that has kept me busy and kept prospect development outside in the last couple of weeks. And just the collaborations continue. And so looking forward to some upcoming collaborations later this month. I'll be partnering with Crystal Sherry of the Board Pro, based in Atlanta, Georgia. And so really excited to partner with Crystal. I've known Crystal for a few years now. She's an amazing consultant. Again, her focus is on board development. So she's Research Pro, or she. I am Research Pro, and she is the Board Pro. So it's like this incredible mashup. I'm really, really looking forward to that. Eager to present that on April 23rd. So in just another couple weeks at 2 p.m. Eastern. And the registration link should be in the description for this live. So you can find that there. And so that's my segue, actually. So that's the next collaboration that's coming up. I have some more coming up over the spring and summer, but looking forward to the next one. Going to dig into the title of that particular. Here's what notes are for. Here's what notes are for. The title of that particular workshop is Smart Boards, Big Gifts: Unlocking Donor Dollars with Your Board. So looking forward to that. And today I wanted to talk about, which brings us to the title. It's taken me a few minutes to segue to the title, but why your board doesn't give. So, 6 reasons that your board of directors doesn't give. If you're a nonprofit development director, or a nonprofit executive director, CEO, etc., you know that sometimes getting your board to make donations to your organization can be a challenge. We know that getting to 100% board participation can be a challenge. And so that's the main reason why Crystal and I are collaborating to host that webinar on April 23rd. But I did want to talk about some reasons why your board is not giving, especially based on some of the recent workshops I've presented and what I'm hearing, what I continue to hear across the industry. So, reasons why your board isn't giving, they feel like an owner rather than feeling like a visitor. Or, so do they feel like a owner or do they feel like a visitor? Do they feel invested in the organization, invested in the programming, or do they just show up once a month, read through your board report while the staff report out, and they go over charts and say, "Yeah, this looks good," and vote to a pass or reject different initiatives. So or do they feel like an owner or do they feel like a visitor? And so that's one thing that I would encourage us to think about, like how are we really treating our board, like visitors or owners? And then another reason why your board is not giving, they're not being asked or not being asked very well. And so there may be this assumption like, well, they're on the board. They know it was in the bylaws. It was in the packet, the orientation packet, etc. But are you asking them very well? And then how are you asking them? You have to move beyond it's in the registration packet or the orientation packet. There needs to be that individual engagement. If there is any group of donors that require that one-to-one relationship management, it would be your board. And so then another reason that they may not ask you. So 6 reasons. So this is reason number 3. They don't know what the gift does. They don't know the impact. And so we would say, of course they do. They're on the board. They know what we do. But do they really? Do they really? And when is the last time that you asked them? When is the last time that you kind of did a pulse check? So that's something to think about. Do they know what your gift does? And can they tell that story? Do they know what the story is? Can they recite it? And then goes back to the question, do you have a story to tell them? So another reason number 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel like so now I'm missing a reason. Reason number 4, I think, or reason 5. No social proof. No social proof and no peer pressure. So I like the no peer pressure idea a little bit more, but no social proof or no peer pressure. It goes back to how are you asking them and whether or not you're asking them well. Are you saying we would love your donation, or is there another board member, another 2 or 3 board members saying this is what I've done, and there is the expectation that all of us will do what we can do, what we individually are able to do as well. So there's an opportunity that this your board giving would be driven by other board members, and that there you would lean into the element of peer pressure. And I know that typically we're like, oh, peer pressure is not a good thing. Like I have a 10-year-old and I don't want her giving into peer pressure. But negative peer pressure, but in this regard, we do when it comes to our board giving, we do rely on social proof or peer pressure, as it were, to provide models for giving, models for engagement, models for supporting the organization that you are leading as a board member or a member of the board of directors. So, social proof and peer pressure can be influential. Um, um, approaches to influential approaches or tactics to infuse into your board giving strategies. And so then finally, I feel like I skipped one, two, three, four, five. There, I feel like there was another one, but I have five written here. So here we are. Final reason: they are waiting on wealth and not their heart. So, again, kind of make going back to some of the assumptions that our board members may have and the assumptions that we have about them. So, many times when people are serving on boards and we start talking about, oh, it's time to make your board donation or it's time for the board to contribute, there are assumptions that we're talking about big major donations, big 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, $1 million donations. And it's not about the wealth. And so there's this idea of 100% board giving, which is really, really important, which is not just an idea, it's a best practice. And so we want to lean into that as much as possible, but waiting on the wealth and not the heart. And so if you are challenged by board giving, if you are challenged by moving the needle, about around your board, if you are challenged by building a culture of philanthropy amongst your board of directors, your key stakeholders, I encourage you to join Crystal and I for big smart gifts. I want to say that again. If you're challenged by those things, I encourage you to join Crystal and I for Smart Boards Big Gifts on April 23rd at 2 p.m. The registration link is in the description, so you can grab that and get signed up. The webinar is $49, a very fair investment to uncover some tips and tactics to activate your board. We're also including some giveaways that you can take back to your organization, some takeaways, some things that you'll be able to, again, activate and implement immediately with your organization. So I'm at 17 minutes. My goal every time is to stay on for 15. So I've done that. Thank you for checking this out today. I look forward to seeing you at the upcoming events. You can check out my website for more information about the membership, and then the registration link for Smart Boards Big Gifts on April 23rd is in the description. So I encourage you to check that out, and I will see you next time. Peace.